OpenBSD, the software or the operating system that everybody's using these days. So many pufferfish anywhere, but not many penguins. Its security features are so great. Why would anybody want to use anything other than OpenBSD? Well, today we're going to be putting to the test just how good this godly operating system is, and we are going to be discovering what it's like to be in the cult of OpenBSD. Well, to find out what it's like in the cult, we're actually going to have to join the cult first by downloading the official ISO. The OpenBSD project produces a free multi-platform 4.4 based Unix-like operating system. Interesting. Proactive security and integrated cryptography. An example of the effect of OpenBSD has popular OpenSSH software comes from OpenBSD. The current release is OpenBSD 7.9. This is the 60th release. Where do I actually download the ISO? Wait, there it is, the download button. So, install 79.img. What? Oh, an ISO that can be written to a USB flash drive. Great. AMD 64 it is. Wait for it to install. Okay, great. It's done installing. Now, what we're going to need now is a free tool called Balena Etcher. What it's going to do for us is it's going to put this ISO on our flash disk, but we can't put the ISO directly into the flash disk. We actually have to go through the flashing process. So what is the minimum ISO space for OpenBSD? Oh, great. We have plenty of space. So now that we have our USB drive ready and our ISO file ready, let's go into Balena Etcher and flash. So we click flash from file, locate our ISO, select our target, this one, and then flash. Now all we need to do is click yes and wait for the process to complete. Okay, so for some weird reason it didn't work with that flash drive, so we're gonna have to try it with a different one. So select target and flash. To actually do this, we need to hold down shift and press enter while holding restart, and we gotta wait for a few seconds. Eventually you will be taken to this blue screen, and in this blue screen you click use device and it's not there. It's another issue. As you could tell, it didn't really work. So I don't really know what the reason is, but I think one of the culprits may be that it's only 460 kilobytes big, and all of these files are only 156 kilobytes big. So we're gonna have to ditch Balena Etcher and try something else. You see, whenever you create an ISO, it says that there are cluster sizes. Now the default is 64 kilobytes, but I think what happened is that Balena Etcher got the size wrong, and now as a result we have a large cluster with 460 kilobytes, which failed. The issue that I had was that it didn't actually appear in the boot selection, so the USB wasn't actually bootable. So let me try to fix that. Upon re-entering, it seems like the issue isn't the USB but the boot selection. So now we just click continue to Windows 11 and mash the F12 key. Essentially what this does is take us to this boot menu, which is exclusive to my motherboard. The key on your motherboard could be different. And it's not there again. So the esse is clearly something else. I guess I could try removing this and slotting it back in, yeah. And once again, it's not there. As you can tell, it isn't in the BIOS either. But eventually, I was in. As I admired this beautiful loading screen, I couldn't help but feel amazing at how much I've done. Until I was met with this. Although it may not look like it, what's about to ensue is a grueling battle between me and the installer. A grueling battle that lasted hours and hours and hours. I'm not gonna bore you with everything, so I'll just give you the basic rundown. So, in short, what you're supposed to do is once you go into the installer, it's going to prompt you a few things. The main thing it's going to prompt you where you might have an issue is the connectivity. So, if you're using Ethernet on a modern Intel or any AMD processor, you should choose RGE0. This connection is used for Ethernet and etc. If you're using Wi-Fi, well, it's gonna be difficult. Try to look up another tutorial. Here I won't explain it, but essentially you're supposed to choose IWX0. And if you are doing the RGE0 method, which is the most recommended one, you are going to have to type DHCP into the IPv4 category and leave the IPv6 uncategorized, so write none. It's very easy. For the disk partition, it's like any other installer, so it's pretty much standard procedure. Everything else is also standard procedure, but the main issue which I had issues with the most is the mirror. Now the official mirror is ftp.openbsd.org, but this one doesn't work for 7.9, and for me it didn't work. So the one that I recommend using is mirrors.mit.edu. It's guaranteed to work and it was tested by me. Then select your time zone, which should be pre-assigned, and you're good to go with installing. Now that my and yours, if you've been following along, screen looks like this, then you've done everything correct. You can pat yourself on the back and watch as it installs. Once it's done, it'll look something like this. This is the sign that you get that you have successfully installed OpenBSD. Now that we've installed our operating system, it's time to try to install a GUI or a graphical user interface. This makes it look less like a terminal and more like an actual operating system. So all I'm gonna do right now is leave it on install and come back sometime later. So I just came here after around an hour and a half of this compiling, and so I am genuinely worried that I may have the worst case scenario. This might actually take a few days. This is crazy. I am genuinely scared because in our area, power outages are so frequent. They happen basically daily. And if a power outage happens while this is compiling, it's not gonna be good. I really don't know what I got myself into. Especially considering the fact that I am on a 12-threaded CPU and the servers from where I'm downloading this from, shout out to MIT once again, are halfway across the world. They are halfway across the world. The speed of this is slow. There's like Vulkan loader stuff. What do you need a graphics API for? I am mostly clueless by what's going on, but it's just... And now that we have successfully completed our installation of the GUI, we can type start X to boot into it. We're in, boys. This is OpenBSD in its rawest and purest form. Sure, the desktop may be blinding me and the clock may not be able to properly tell the time, but look, this is computing at its finest, at its purest. Moving the tabs is so weird. Oh my god, I can't even be sarcastic anymore. So there's this terminal, as you can see. overall it looks very empty and there's no taskbar. I know it makes me sound like an idiot, but it just feels so strange. Also, there's this weird button at the bottom, and the clicking is so strange. Like, it pulls up this menu with different options. It feels very strange. I mean, I can't say I'm surprised. It is the most bare bones operating system you can get these days. But hey, it's not Linux, it's not Windows, it's not Mac OS, it's Unix. It's the closest thing to Unix that you can get in a BSD operating system, and it's pretty cool. Well, now I can officially say I'm in the cult of OpenBSD.